Centaur, your kind of company.
Tonight on CTV3 News, 6-month-old baby girl dies at the Corozal Community Hospital. Family claims negligence on behalf of medical personnel. We have both sides of the story for you tonight. 33-year-old Corozaleño accused of having sexual intercourse with a minor. And another teen goes missing. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Friday, April 14th, 2023.
I am ready. You are getting the new and improved me. This is nice.
I think what really impressed him was the fact that I didn't turn into a monster.
Bring on the heat! Start up the gunfire! Weapon down!
It's about a relationship that hopefully many people can relate to.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
This is our best chance to find a habitable planet.
You're shooting the bullet. You're catching it.
Arrakis is a death trap.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
And now, the hottest match of the evening. Get ready for action! Here they come. Amazing! They're unstoppable, unbeatable. They have him on the ropes. The heat rises to the top. 1, 2, and 3. They're on fire! Chiladas.
Fire up the taste of Belize with the new Chiladas crunchy tortilla taco chips in its hot chili flavor. Fiery habanero brings the heat.
They're on fire! Chiladas.
From Snackers, done right, done here.
That'll be $50. Thank you. Wait, hey, this 50 is a fake.
How do you know it's a fake?
What are you talking about, sir? How can I identify a genuine note from a fake note?
Well, a genuine 50 has a watermark with the Jaguar and the written words of the 50, also a thread.
Know your money and know a fake one when you see it. Do not rely on any one security feature. Look for the clarity and quality of printing. The printed lines and colors should be sharp and clear. Feel the quality of the paper and the raised print. Hold the note up to the light to see the windowed security thread. It should form one complete line when held up to the light. The watermark and denominational electrotype. The Jaguar is the watermark in the $100 and $50 notes. The Sleeping Giant is the watermark in the $20, $10, $5, and $2 notes. The see-through feature. The parts of the design printed on the back should fit exactly within the unprinted areas of the front to form the complete design. Check the $100 note for the toucan hologram with the periwinkle flower overprint. Tilt it to see the small images of the toucan and the numeral 100. Check the $50 note for the green foil angelfish. Check even closer. Use an ultraviolet light to see the fluorescent features. Use a magnifier to see the microlettering. Tiny letters that read Central Bank of Belize and the value of the note. Stop the circulation of counterfeit Belize currency notes. Pass all counterfeits to the police at once. It is a criminal offense to hold or use a counterfeit. Be safe. Be sure. Know your money.
Good evening. With your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. Tonight, the Ministry of Health is investigating the cause of death of a 6-month-old baby girl from the Corozal district on Tuesday evening. The family is claiming negligence on behalf of the hospital's medical personnel since they claim the baby died after she was nebulized twice. Tonight, we have both sides of the story. That of the parents of 6-month-old Anita and the administration of the hospital.
David Roy McFarlane and Stephanie McFarlane are tonight seeking assistance from health authorities to decipher if their 6-month-old baby girl died as a result of negligence at the Corozal Community Hospital while receiving medical attention. 6-month-old Anita McFarlane passed away at the Corozal Hospital on Tuesday evening, the same day that she was admitted at the hospital, suffering from cough and congestion. Anita's parents claim she became unresponsive after she was nebulized twice. While the hospital's medical personnel have explained the child's cause of death to the family, her parents are not buying the story.
When she was born, when she had 1 month and 5 days, she was diagnosed with gallbladder stones.
Stone in her gallbladder?
Yeah, stone in her gallbladder. And then also too, when she was born with jaundice, but we already cleared that up.
Yeah.
And so the stones was the only problem that my daughter had. But besides that, everything, she was healthy, and because of the stones, she was not gaining weight. And just up to the other day when she had completed 6 months, I brought her to the clinic and she gained 10 pounds, 10 ounces.
My baby at Monday, she started a little cough. So I decided to bring her to the hospital Tuesday morning. But when I came Tuesday morning to the hospital, they was spraying the hospital. So I could not get attendance at that moment. So they tell me better that I come back about 11:30 or maybe 1 o'clock. So therefore I came back 5 o'clock because it's better to come more in the evening. I will get a quicker, they will attend me more quicker. So I came back at 5, reached here about 20 past 5. Went at the clinic, at the side of the clinic they was taking the notes that people had come. So we went there, so we sit. There was one patient ahead of us and one that was, when we reached, came back on the back of us. So we were sitting. The nurse came out and asked how can she help. Right. So we tell them, well, we bring her a baby. He said, and what is wrong with her? He said, well, she have a little cough.
After I told her everything, they went and they weighed my baby. They checked her vitals, they checked her temperature for fever, everything was good. She even weighed 12 pounds 4 ounces after they weighed her. Then the doctor, and then the nurse told me to sit beside the doctor. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, we're going to give your baby nebulizer.
While a prescription given to the parents states that the child should be nebulized twice, the McFarlanes believe that the solution used to nebulize the child was not administered properly.
The doctor put in her report that she gave my baby saline. Saline is the nebulizer, the one only with salt and water. But after we did our own investigation and we talked to the administrator here, Dr. Gilhari, she told us that after she spoke with the doctor told her that she gave the baby Tremazole. Tremazole is a nebulizer as well, but that is stronger than the saline. And she mixed the Tremazole with the saline.
And that wasn't the one that she should
The Tremazole one, the Tremazole one was to give in to my baby on Wednesday morning at 9:30 a.m. and the other one was supposed to be at 4 p.m. the same day. But she mixed the second one with the first one and she gave my baby double dosage right after. Okay, so after that, holding my baby, I thought she was asleep. Not even knowing because of the second one that she put with the first, she already stopped my baby heart. So the doctor came out, and when she came out, she came straight to our baby and said, let me check her heart. Why would she say that? Because she knew what she did was wrong. And she told me, and she put on the telescope to hear my baby heart. She told me, said, you know, we can't hear so good because of the wind.
The wind.
So I took her in, I put her on the bed. When I put her on the bed, she started getting nervous. She didn't know what to do. So now she went and she called for another doctor. The doctor came in, and then right away the doctor started pumping on my daughter's heart. And then the doctor said, get oxygen. They put the oxygen in my baby. And I look, because from the time I started pumping my heart.
And also the thing that they put on her finger.
The finger.
To show. But when I went in and I looked, I can see the thing was not reading. It was just going straight. You can see the baby already died. But I still wasn't, I was so shocked. So I still was watching the thing and still cannot believe it. So they say, ask for the other doctor, they say, let Dr. Samus come. And they asked for Dr. Samus, the pediatrician. So therefore, so they give me the medication prescription. So and so I run to the pharmacy. When I was waiting for the prescription, that the medicine that they told on the prescription, when I see a lady running, hey, come, your wife is calling because your baby heart still not, they're still not hearing her heart. So I said, wow, when I run back, so when I reached there, I was like, what's going on? When I see they had a tube in her mouth, taking out pure white things, substance. And I asked them, what is that? And also when I look on my baby nose, there was pure white like powder. I don't know if from the chemical or what, but it was pure white powder on the baby nose. I like, what's going on then? So I said, why they're doing this? I asked the doctor. He said, I don't know why, because this baby already dead long time. He started to tell us like, you know that this baby sick. You know this baby should have died long time. To be a doctor.
Understandably, the situation is a delicate one, and while we understand the matter is being investigated by the Ministry of Health, and the Minister himself is being kept abreast of the situation, Anita's parents are demanding a swift, thorough, and unbiased investigation.
I just want justice, and I just want that how this go and help us. All I want justice for my daughter, and I just want other parents to be alert out there that when they come here, they young babies, and when they have young babies that are like that, are very young, I just want them to know, to let them just be careful and try to keep focused and see what is what the doctors are doing to the babies.
That doctor and that do that prescription and do that at that night, that they look at the situation. That's what I'm saying on her, because she gave a report also to the director, Ms. Gilhari. She gave a report and said she didn't give that medicine, the one that the first one. The one that name, how it name, babe?
The under the tremazole.
Yeah, she was saying she didn't give her that on her report. The report is right there in the director office, right? So when she said, well, I will look into it, she did, and when she said yes, it wasn't this year, then why do you give a report that you give a patient this and it wasn't that? That's the first thing. So I asked the doctor, Gilhari, why didn't you call her in and ask her why she did that, or what is the purpose that she did that for, to know that you are giving a report, a wrong report, and saying you give a medical what is not the real one, the one that should be done. Nobody have give us an explanation yet.
That's it.
Right? The only thing is First Martin, and then he was coming and tell us that our baby had because the doctor sent another he make another letter and send and told that my baby was sick with bronchitis and thing. If she was sick with that, you know how many time ago she would have died? My baby didn't have those things, but he's saying that. And I'm asking then what happened to the double that they put the thing 2 times back to back without give a break. Right? They didn't give a break. They say usually it would be 15 to 20 minutes before they put the next nebulizer on you. They put it back to back.
While the 6-month-old child was to be buried today, her body was not handed over to the parents as the investigation remains open. David Roy McFarlane and Stephanie McFarlane. While the 6-month-old child was to be buried today, her body was not handed over to the parents as the investigation remains open. Elmer Cornejo, CTV3 News.
Our team was all day at the hospital, and we do know that the police were called in, and sources tell us it was to engage the service of another pathologist to perform an autopsy on the body in order for the McFarlane couple to claim their baby's remains. As mentioned at the top of the newscast, the death of 6-month-old baby Anita is being investigated by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. However, the administration of the Corozal Community Hospital does not believe the child died as a result of negligence. According to Deputy Regional Health Manager at Corozal Community Hospital, Dr. Angela Kilhari, Anita has suffered several underlying conditions since birth.
She was brought in by the parents claiming that the baby was having cough. The medical officer assessed the baby, and she did hear a few transmitted sounds. The baby was congested, so she decided to nebulize the baby, which is standard in these cases. She ordered 2 nebulizations to be placed on the baby with saline solution, 2.5 cc's of saline solution, and 2 drops of tropium, ipratropium, which is also standard for a baby of that age and that range. It is ideal. Okay. The first nebulization was given, and then the second nebulization was given. The baby was wrapped, and apparently there was a conversation happening between the mother and the father outside of the hospital, of the clinic, because this happened at the clinic. And the medical officer was the one who noted that the baby was not moving. So she asked the mom if the baby is okay, and both parents replied that the baby is sleeping, and that's the manner in which the baby sleeps. And the medical officer asked if they are sure that the baby is sleeping, and they said yes, that's the way the baby sleeps. She's a heavy sleeper. The medical officer was not satisfied, so she approached the baby, who was wrapped in blankets at the time, and tried to stimulate the baby and saw that there was no reaction. She tried to auscultate, but because of the wind interference, was not getting a clear auditory signal from the stethoscope. So she asked the mom, let's take the baby back inside, let me check this baby well. And so that is when they took the baby back in, and when she examined the baby inside the polyclinic, then she confirmed that there indeed was no heart rate. She heard no air entry into the lungs, and so then they started the resuscitation process. And within that period, there was another medical officer on shift as well at the clinic. The other medical officer came in and started working with the nurses, and they all engaged in the resuscitation.
All intents to revive the baby were fruitless. Immediately, an investigation began to verify the cause of death.
They had tried programming her to be assessed by the American medical missions that had been coming in, trying to see if we can get this baby out of the country to get the medical attention that she required, because within the country we did not have the equipment that was needed for her to undergo the surgical procedure that she required. So it was not a new case to us. We were very well aware of her underlying conditions. So were the parents. But you know, it's your baby, you lose your child, and it's not easy. Saying to them that saline is part of the mixture that is prepared when we put a nebulization on the baby. So I think they were under the impression that the first nebulization was only saline solution and the second nebulization was only the medication, when in fact the first solution had both saline and the medication. It was a mixture of 0.5 cc's of saline solution with 2 drops of the tropium solution. And then the second nebulization was the exact same mixture that was given. It was in what they are right, that it was not given at the 15-minute interval. I did confirm that. It was a little less. However, they also, Dr. Google, I think this is what it has them a little bit. They went and they Googled a bit, and yes, there are some nebulization solutions that can cause tachycardia, that can increase your heart rate, and one of the most commonly used would be the Ventolin salbutamol, right? However, in this case, this was not used on the baby. System, I try to explain to them what the preparation of the nebulizations is like. And even Dr. Trejo, the pathologist that did the post-mortem yesterday, after he concluded the post-mortem, he was very patient. He took his time. He sat down with them yesterday. We think we were here for about almost 3 hours with them. He went step by step, his findings, and he confirmed some of the diagnoses that we had prior to that and some of them that were given by ultrasounds and CT scans. With the post-mortem, we realized that they were in fact not there as well. So all of that was cleared up for the parents. So we have sat down with them. We have explained to them the details of what were the underlying conditions of the baby, what was the ultimate cause of death for that baby. Google, I think.
According to medical personnel, Anita's health issues impeded her from living a normal life. In fact, on several occasions, the baby had to be rushed to the nearest health facility to be attended by medical professionals.
Yes, the baby was brought in, baby of Stephanie Kerr. She was brought in by both parents on the evening at around 5:45, claiming that the baby was experiencing cough. This is a known baby to us since birth because she was born with a few congenital problems. Not to go into details because really I have no permission from the parents, but she does have underlying conditions that we have been monitoring, and she has been followed by the pediatrician since birth.
We understand that the medical mission had been trying to get the baby girl outside Belize for surgery, but that never happened.
Do know this baby's case. Within this year, they had tried programming her to be assessed by the American medical missions that had been coming in, trying to see if we can get this baby out of the country to get the medical attention that she required, because within the country we did not have the equipment that was needed for her to undergo the surgical procedure that she required. So it was not a new case to us. We were very well aware of her underlying conditions. So were the parents. But it's your baby. You lose your child, and it's not easy. I know that I have spoken to the parents. I have been with the parents on 3 different occasions here in my office. We have sat down extensively for hours, and
Before or after the baby?
After the baby. Even before, because prior to this situation, I was working with them again, trying to put their papers together so that we have the medical missions assess the baby and see what kind of help we can get for them, because they are, they're financially restrained, and So we were trying to get help for them through these teams to get the baby out. So even I was familiar with the baby's medical history. So after the baby passed away, I have sat with the family, with both parents. They have recounted the entire experience that they went through at the clinic.
We will have more on this story in Monday's newscast. A 33-year-old man from the Corozal district is tonight being accused of having sexual intercourse with a minor. On Wednesday, April 12, 2023, the minor, accompanied by her mother, visited the Corozal police station and reported to cops that the accused had sexual intercourse with the 13-year-old on several occasions. A medical examination was conducted and it was certified that the minor was carnally known. Police are investigating. The mine bears $3.1 million that was confiscated during a raid last year in the month of October remains under lockdown as the FIU continues to investigate the origins of those monies that officers of the law came upon inside two safes located at Caribbean International Brewery Company Limited's headquarters in Carmelita Village, Orange Walk. Reliable sources tell us the investigation on behalf of the FIU continues, and today it took them to Corozal. Early this morning, MIT officers and other top brass law enforcement officers carried out a raid at a house located on the corner of 6th Street North and 2nd Avenue. Reports indicate that the officers were investigating a possible case of money laundering linked to the mine beer case. We confirmed from reliable sources that at least 4 Belizean employees from a store inside the Corozal commercial free zone were cuffed and interrogated by officers. We know that at least one of them has been released. As previously mentioned, the FIU depended heavily on the findings that Inspector Lillian Lopez was able to come up with and that convinced Magistrate Deborah Rogers to grant the FIU a 6-month extended application to continue pursuing its findings into the $3.1 million found at Caribbean International Brewery. We will keep following any updates on this raid. Coming up next, BNTU has a new president. Stay tuned.
Come on!
When hungry or craving, when laughter or tears, enjoy the best snacking or flavors are here. Asadas, bocadas, chiladas, doradas, Belizean for snacking, done right and done here.
Done right, done here.
Indulge the flavor. Go beyond meat. Looks like meat. Tastes like meat. But it's better than meat. 100% plant-based. Rich in protein, 50% less saturated fat, no GMOs, no added soy, packed with benefits and sustainable. Beyond meat, good for you, good for the environment. Now available in 6 different types of products in Belize. Beyond burger, beyond sausage, beyond beef, beyond chicken nuggets, beyond chicken tenders, beyond steak, beyond meat, distributed by United Distributors Limited.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans. providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
¡Es hoy! ¡Por fin es hoy!
A rodar.
¡Sí, señor!
¡Esto va a estar bueno!
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
Am I missing a tooth?
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
Karima Encolada, a 13-year-old Belizean student of Libertad Village, Corozal district, is missing tonight, and police are asking for your assistance to locate her. Encolada was reported missing on Thursday, April 13, 2023, and was last seen on Wednesday, April 12, 2023, at the home of a relative on C. Sponge Drive, Vista Del Mar, Ladyville Village, Belize District. Karima is of Hispanic descent, of brown complexion, about 5 feet 4 inches in height, is slim built, weighs about 110 pounds, and has hazel eyes and red natural hair. She was last seen wearing a black dress. If seen, kindly call 911 or 922. It was an eventful 2 days for the Belize National Teachers Union, who hosted their 53rd annual convention in Orange Walk Town, which saw the emergence of a new national president late last night. After approximately 2.5 hours of voting, almost that much is counting, and several moments of angst, the Belize National Teachers Union elected Corozal Unionist Ruth Schumann as their new president. She won with a majority of votes in a 3-cornered race with Efasina, Ifunemi, and Ray Martinez.
The results for today's election is Efasina Ifunemi, 226 votes, Ray Martinez, 71 votes, Ruth Schumann, 356 votes, which makes Ruth Schumann our president. Jorge Mejia has 402 votes. Edison Ogales got 53 votes. Jorge is our vice president, first vice president. Armin Cardenas got 313 votes, and Bay Rivas got 341. Bay Rivas is our new national secretary.
In her first interview as president-elect of one of the largest unions in the country, Schumann veered contrary to her predecessor in establishing her position in relation to the country's fourth estate.
I will say this because I know that Channel 5 and Channel 7 and Love FM kept calling and asking that I come to their shows, and I never did. And I did get the question, why not? And that's one of the principles that I also brought to my platform. I love the media. I've worked with the media. But I think the media is to be used accordingly. And I think BNTU has a very good relationship with the media, but the business of BNTU is the business of BNTU. And for me to reach to my membership, I didn't need the media. I needed the one-on-one. And to me that was very important. to be able to communicate with my members in my own way through the means that BNTU provides, because that shows that we are connecting with our members. I'll go to the media when it's necessary to go, and I will keep the business of the union within the business of the union.
With the excitement of the elections now behind, Showman says she is ready to tackle the tough issues affecting the BNTU.
My platform came from the idea of education. We are educators, and the times have changed. I think the pandemic taught the whole world a lesson, and after every pandemic, things change. BNTU as well has set, our past leaders have set a very solid foundation for us, and it's up to us now to continue building on that. And one of the most important areas for me is to train, have succession plans, educate, so that we are properly equipped when we need to address those who we negotiate with. That's one area that I was really coming with. Another is to build a network, build relationships. We should not be adversaries with those who we need to work with, but we need to work together for the benefit of the membership who we represent, so that we can get the best possible outcomes out of these negotiations. For me, those are very important areas that I spoke to my teachers about, and I guess they understood where I was coming from. We have serious work to do. The whole excitement of the campaign is over, but we have serious work to do. We have a pension reform that is right around, it's hitting us. We need to sit down and start preparing for these issues. We have to look at tax reform. We have to look at the amendments necessary in the education rules, the Education Act. We have to seriously think about the functions of the Teaching Service Commission and how we can step it up to ensure that teachers are further protected through legislation. So for my membership, we have a lot of work to do. And in my platform, I believe in inclusion. And so I'll be coming to my teachers who are retired. If you have not been involved with BNTU, you've been away, I'm going to be calling you out, because I believe in having that history that, those who have left BNTU and may just be at home, I'll be coming, I'll be knocking on your door. All of us, all members, bring something to the table so that together we can properly negotiate for all our membership.
Showman officially takes over from current President Elena Smith in July of this year, when her third term as BNTU National President comes to an official end. The position of second Vice President was won by Jorge Mejia, while Bay Rivas secured the position of National Secretary. Perhaps who the union will have a face-off with mostly will be the government of the day. As is, GOB is already seeing that while the process to resume the payment of performance-based increments to public officers effective 1st of April 2023 has commenced, the agreement moving forward is that increments must be based on actual performance, and every discussion with the joint unions must include the implementation of a comprehensive, objective, and real appraisal system. But whatever discussion the future holds between government and the union, Prime Minister John Briceño is ready to work with the new leader of the BNTU.
We've always seen the BNTU as a partner. We've never seen them as an adversary. And that was, again, the problem previously, that the government felt that they have to be fighting with BNTU because they don't support whatever it is initiatives they may do. The BNTU has their own agenda, or their own, or they see things differently in many instances. Sometimes we see eye to eye, and sometimes we don't. But that's a part of it. That is why that's a part of a democracy, whereby people can speak out for or against what you're doing. We went through a difficult period we were trying to see how we can cut salaries, and they argued strongly against it, and even demonstrated in some instances. But despite all of that, we never lost respect to one another. We respected them, and as I always said, it is their right if they want to demonstrate. They have their responsibilities to their membership, and we have our responsibility to the country to ensure that during that time. So we may have our differences, but we work together. Actually, it was under my, as Prime Minister, I recommended Senator Elena Smith to be able to be recognized, to get under the what is it, MB, I think, or one of them, that we give her for the recognition of the work that she has done, not only as a teacher and educator, but also as a leader and a union leader. Today they're going to elect a new president, so I want to take the opportunity to thank Elena for the outstanding work that she did. You know, she's a firebrand, but when we meet person to person, she is calm and determined and have her position. But we work together, and that's what I have great respect and admiration for her, to be able to do that. I wish them well with the new in the new elections of a new executive, and I want to point to say now that whosoever the new executive is and whosoever is the new president, our government is prepared to work with them as partners in the development of our young people in education.
Opposition leader Shine Barrow spoke in length to the media today on various relevant issues affecting Belizeans, starting with the ongoing issue of price gouging and inflation. The government, under the leadership of Prime Minister John Briceño, has taken a proactive role in trying to combat this issue in our country, including the implementation of new laws which will criminalize price gouging in the local market. The opposition leader, however, says the problem stems from a much deeper issue, which is the high price of fuel in Belize.
The problem as to price gouging that we are seeing is merely a symptom. The actual disease is the highest cost of fuel ever. And I do not expect that a Prime Minister who either himself or his family has interests in many gas stations across the country would do anything to cut the cost of fuel. And I really think it's a question that the media needs to put to him directly. I think in the interest of transparency and accountability, we need to see what type of profits these companies that are related to the Prime Minister are making. And that is a serious question to be put to him, because, again, there is a scenario where you could remove GST. It's about 22 cents that they're making in GST and all of the different taxes on fuel. But that would save Belizean taxpayers about $1 and change. The other proposition I made was at consumption, at the first purchase, at the first purchase, when whoever is the person buying fuel on the market, what they do is they just send an invoice. They don't sell fuel to the government of Belize based on the world market. They just give an invoice, and the Prime Minister and the government just accepts that. So if the Prime Minister is in the fuel business himself, I hear now that his family controls all the fuel that they've taken over from Puma, whoever was the designate, that they now control all the fuel. Then why would they cut the taxes? Why would they cut the fuel and bring it to the below $10 that John Briceño, as leader of the opposition, claimed was possible?
Another huge problem affecting the already struggling Belizean community, according to Barrow, is government's recent decision to increase the cost of obtaining a Belizean passport by a significant margin.
This government promised that things would get better. So the pathways should not be onerous, should not be burdensome. The pathway to getting a passport should not increase by 400%. You know, maybe some increase. Fine, but 400%? Are we realizing what is happening in this country?
But if the applicant does not pay,
then the taxpayer has to subsidize
The applicant is a taxpayer, and the taxpayers are paying their taxes, and their taxes should go to making the pathways to passports, to affordable housing, to education, to affordable health care easier. And that is the responsibility of every government.
On Thursday, Prime Minister John Rosselló responded to a statement denouncing the government's decision to take stricter measures against Haitian and Jamaican nationals traveling to Belize. PM Rosselló explained that the decision came amid an increase in the number of persons arriving from those countries and subsequently crossing over into Mexico illegally en route to North America. The leader of the opposition to the reiterated his previous statement and calling the government's decision into question.
Denying the Haitians their rights that are in those agreements is a rank violation, and it is not just a political statement that I'm making. This has been tested and adjudicated at the CCJ in the case of Shanika Miri. It is not just the UDP that is saying it. There are legal minds in Belize. There are people in Jamaica and other CARICOM nations. And Jamaica is not as bad as with the Haitians, where you're requiring a visa for people that under the treaties that we have with CARICOM, it is all about free movement. It is all about a CARICOM national can vote in Belizean elections. That is what all of the heads of states throughout successive governments have come together to agree. So I believe if Belize has an immigration problem with these particular CARICOM nationals, this is a matter that should be taken to the heads of states in CARICOM and come up with a resolution that doesn't infringe upon the rights guaranteed under the treaty. And I hear the Prime Minister, as he always does, blaming it on Dean Barrow. Well, this is what Barrow did. Barrow instituted the visa requirement. But that's why the people changed governments, because they wanted what you said you would offer, which is this bastion of democracy, and you would do so well. But people are definitely not happy with these discriminatory practices that totally compromise and undermine the institution of CARICOM.
Away from signed treaties like the Treaty of Chaguaramas, according to Barrow, can leave Belize isolated from CARICOM in the future.
I accept that there is a problem with human smuggling. But again, if you have agreed, as all successive Belizean governments have, to the importance of CARICOM, then you cannot arbitrarily violate the treaties, regardless of whatever domestic issue you may have. Call an urgent meeting. I don't believe that it is in the interest of the community that heads of states start making unilateral decisions that violate the treaty. It is not even subject to interpretation. It already went to the CCJ, and the CCJ said this is not the type of behavior that we will accept, and that is a violation of rights. So when you have an emergency, I saw that they said, oh, well, these nationals are coming and they're not leaving. Again, that is a matter that needs to be presented to the heads of states. In CARICOM, call for a special session. Our Belizean, our very good Belizean is the SecGen. Call for a special session and then deliberate the matter with the heads of states and come up with a resolution that speaks to the obligation we have to CARICOM. We can't just make these unilateral decisions because, as the release said, we'll find ourselves isolated.
And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Monday, April 17th, here on CTV3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3bleazenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3bleazenews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.